Hi, if you're looking at this video, that means you stumbled across our little channel. Thank you for tuning in. My name's Mick. I'll be your tour guide. Ha! I apologize for the rattly paper. Fuckers! That I'm dealing with here. This is a learning curve, and we just started this whole gig. And I don't know which camera to look at. For fuck's sake, this is confusing. I'm going to end up first day on the job, whiplash. Yeah. Okay, let's get started with this. Be serious. This report is on people that have been wrongfully convicted and have given up the majority of their lives to the U.S. penal system. They have either been stuck on death row, life in prison, 25 to 45 year bids, and this is a subject that's near and dear to me. I grew up down south, and a lot of my family spent time in the pen, and they all said the same thing. Of course, anybody that's been locked up and has spent time in the joint, they all say the same thing. I'm innocent if the glove don't fit. But anyway, these people were actually truly exonerated. First guy's name's Kirk Bloodsworth. He was convicted in 85 of the 84 rape, murder, and sexual assault of this girl. Her name's been withheld due to the fact she was a minor. She was only 9 years old when this happened. And Kirk was convicted of this and spent 9 years on death row, and he was the charges were dropped at first in 1993, but that was only after the underwear that was held as evidence, that had semen on it, that her pennies, they found them in the judge's chamber of all places. At least they friggin' found them. But yeah, they found them in the judge's chamber. They tested the DNA, and it came back not Kirk Bloodsworth. But here's the kicker. The guy that did it was in the same prison as Kirk Bloodsworth. And it gets better. Not only were they in the same prison, but he was just one floor below Kirk in a different pod, of course, but one floor below Kirk. Holy fucking shit. Oh my God, that's like lightning fucking striking twice. I'd be pissed. But either way, he didn't know any of this until, the charges were dropped against him. However, he was not fully exonerated for another decade. Actually, I think it was 2004. He was released in 93 when they proved that it wasn't him. But he wasn't fully exonerated for another 10 to 11 years almost in 2004. When they figured out that it was this other guy who was doing a 45-year bid in the same place for the exact same type of sexual assault and murder. And, now the guy's got to be, I wonder if he's a serial killer. This may be one I may have to follow up on. Also, speaking of following up, I'm setting up a Twitter page right now. It's not done. However, you can comment below. Also, Rocky Mountain Perspective at gmail.com. Feel free to hit us up with any comments, suggestions. Give us a like and subscribe, for fuck's sake. I'm not doing this I'm doing it because it's fun. I love this shit. If you guys want to listen to my boring rhetoric, fucking A, I'm all over it, like white on rice and a blinding snowstorm and a paper plate. That being said, back to the boring. I hope this isn't boring. If it is, let me know. I'll do something to liven it up. This is probably going to get edited to shit anyway. But anyway, the next guy, his name is Frank Lee Smith. Unlike Kirk, Frank wasn't exonerated before he died on death row. Poor bastard gave up 14 years to the Florida penal system and died due to lung cancer. In I think 2000, in 2000 from lung cancer. and he was exonerated after the fact. And I mean, if you want to learn more about him, go to pbs.org/. Fuck it, it'll be down on the page below, and of course that's his picture right there. But yeah, poor bastard. Then there was the only female I have on the list, and that's not due to lack of. Holy fuck! When I started doing research for this, there's over, I think, as of this report, there were 245 men and women that have been exonerated due to DNA alone. That's not, anything to do with, reversal of, recanting of witness statements or, anything like that. That was just hard DNA. And fucking hell, our judicial system is taking it and just twisting it, and the common man's taking it in the tailpipe. I mean, if you don't have money for lawyers, and damn good ones, and Johnny Cochran's dead, I hate to say it, but you got to come up with something better. But anyway, this female, let's see, what was her name? Paula Gray. She was wrongfully convicted. Paula Gray, all right, I think she spent like 14 hours being pressured by the cops to, I know you did it, just admit it. I know you did it, just admit it. I know you did it, just admit it. After that, you hear that enough, you get intimidated by guys that are 3 times your size, big, burly, beef-eating sons of bitches. They crack, and they'll, you get tired. You witness coercion. I've heard it 1,000 times. You just say what you want them to hear, or you think they want you to, let me try that shit again. You say anything to basically get them off your ass, and I've seen it. I've heard it, and it sucks, but it's part of our U.S. judiciary system. I mean, the cop is taught one thing: extract a confession. Doesn't matter what they do, who they hurt. They take turns. They get paid for this. They go home and sleep at night. You're in the box getting grilled by cop after cop. But yeah, she confessed, and she implicated 4 or 5 other people. 5 other people of rape and murder. So she gets convicted right along with them. And not only that, she recanted her confession, so they convicted her of perjury too. Motherfucker, if that's not lightning striking twice, I don't know what is. But yeah, she served 24 years. I think she was convicted originally in 78, and she got out in 2002. Bloody hell, to quote my wife. That's the other half of Rocky Mountain Perspective, or Rocky Mountain Vibe. Kristen. Let's see. Philip Leon Thurman. He spent, nearly 20 years of his life in jail for a crime he didn't commit. Well, three different charges the guy caught. Rape, kidnapping, and assault. And he was convicted in 1985, and he wasn't exonerated until 2005. And he, poor bastard, he was exonerated. The actual Governor Warner, gave him a full pardon in 2004. In 2009, James Bain was exonerated after 35 years, and he's not even the record holder on this list yet. No, I think he's tied with one other guy. But yeah, again, I apologize for the rattly paper. We're getting started in this, so that, and then I have a bad memory. So it's from extracurricular activities. James Bain. He was given a life sentence for kidnapping, robbery, and strong arm rape. That's a new one. I'm going to have to research that. If you guys know what strong arm rape is, throw it down below. Yeah, let's see. Think about that. 30, almost 35 years of your life sitting in the cell, biting your lip, pissed because you can't do anything. If you're fortunate enough to be exonerated for some reason, I mean, there's a lot of people that have been sitting in there longer. There's people that have died in jail waiting for that right there. And, they weren't fortunate enough to have DNA or weren't fortunate enough. I mean, one guy on this list spent 14 years in Florida prison system, dead before he was exonerated. I mean, his website is, I think it's called Requiem for Frank Lee Smith. It's on PBS's webpage. You should check it out. It's really cool. It's unfortunate that, it happened the way it did, but at least, hopefully, I mean, our current political figureheads are not gonna, I'm hoping they don't worsen things in the penal system. That being said, let's move on. Yeah, the last guy I think I have on here, I had to stop at 8. I mean, I've got 245 to touch base on that I just easily found at the fingertips. The last one is Keith Harward of Virginia. He was freed last August of 2016. Think about that. 35 years. He was incarcerated with bite mark evidence and eyewitness statements. 5 eyewitnesses. Think about that. 5 eyewitnesses buried this guy. And he was freed by DNA evidence 35 years later. I hope, I mean, I'm not one to be a sue-happy individual, but I hope he sued the prosecuting attorney, the judge. I mean, I wouldn't do it for the money. I would do it on principle, a civil lawsuit. But I hope he sued. And, I mean, there are many, prisoner restitution systems in place. I can't think of the words right now because I'm on camera, of course, and this is my very first solo video. So, and also my very first video where I'm not just being a blabbermouth behind the camera judging others. I'm putting myself out there to be judged. Speaking of, that was it. Hope you guys liked it, enjoyed. Throw me a like. Please subscribe and share it with your buddies. Please.